us. The federal government has said that in spite of Thursday's judgment that affirmed the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he is open to working with the major contenders in the February 25 presidential election. Atiku Abubakar of the People Democratic Party and Peter Obi of Labour Party. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, said this on Friday as his sequel to Thursday's Supreme Court judgment that affirmed Tinubu as the winner of the election while dismissing the appeal filed by Peter Obi and Atiku. You can get more from that story on the front page of Punch newspaper. Other story that follows that is Olaokba appointed FCSC chair resumed November 30. Olaokba appointed FCSC chair resumes November 30. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday approved the appointment of Professor Tunji Olaokba as the chairman of the Federal Civil Service Commission, subject to the confirmation of the Senate. He also appointed 11 others to direct the affairs of the country's civil service with effect from November 30, 2023. You can get more of that news on the page of our Punch newspaper for this morning. Let's see this one too. Court okays prosecution of suspended Adamawa wreck. Court okays prosecution of suspended Adamawa wreck. An application by all Progressive Congress governorship candidates in Adamawa State, Senator Aisha Benani, seeking to stop the prosecution of the suspended Adamawa Resident Electoral Commission, Hudu Yunusa Ari, has been struck out by Abuja Federal High Court. The court had previously given an interim order directing the Independent National Electoral Commission, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Inspector General of Police to maintain the status quo in its plan to prosecute Hudu. You can get more of that story and on our news on the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's also take this one. I think this will interest us. Kogi poll. Police identify flashpoints, deploy 40,000 personnel. Kogi poll. Police identify flashpoints, deployed 40,000 personnel. No fewer than 40,000 security personnel will be mobilized to give coverage to November 11 governorship election in Kogi State. The Commissioner of Police, Bernard Onoha, has said. The CP told our correspondent in an exclusive interview in his office at the State Command Headquarters in Lokoja that although he would not be able to give the exact figure immediately, it will not be less than 40,000. Wow. You can get more of that news on the page of Punch newspaper. 6.9 billion fraud. EFCC resume via Shay's trial. 6.9 billion fraud. EFCC resumes Fayoshe's trial. The former operative of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, Mr. Abubakar Madaki, has told the Federal High Court in Lagos how a former minister of the State of Defense, Musliu Obanikoro, handed over the sum of 1,219,000 in cash to former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose. Fayose, in his firm Spotlight Investment Limited, are being prosecuted by the EFCC for allegedly laundering 6.9 billion naira. You can get more of that story on the page of Punch newspaper for this morning. Now let's quickly move away from Punch newspaper and get what other newspaper is saying this morning. Yes, we're shifting immediately to Daily Trust newspaper. Daily Trust newspaper is one of the reliable newspaper that their stories are always at the flashpoints of one of the best. And then the headline has it: FG flags of CNG buses initiative. FG flags of CNG bus initiative. The federal government has flagged off the presidential compressed natural gas initiative PCNGIL with 7 convention centers across Nigeria. Chief of Staff to the President Femi Gbajabiamila officially flagged off the initiative on Friday at the State House, Abuja. You can read more of that story from Daily Trust newspaper. Yes, another interesting story on this newspaper is again, kidnappers storm Abuja estate, abduct 3. Again, kidnappers storm Abuja estate, abduct 3. Barely 8 months after kidnappers invaded grown home estate along Kushibiyi in the Kubwa area of Federal Capital Territory (FCT) and abducted barely 8 months after kidnapper invaded grown home estate along Kushibiyi in Kubwa area of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) and abducted no fewer than 9 residents. They returned on Thursday night and captured 3 persons. You can get more of that news from Daily Trust this morning. on the news, global parliamentary body elect Akpabio into executive committee 59 years after. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has been elected into the Global Executive Committee of the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, the first Nigerian lawmaker to clinch the position in 59 years. Akpabio was elected yesterday at the IPU's 147th General Assembly in Luanda, Angola. You can get more of that story on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. I like this angle of this story, and that is very interesting. How I built houses, trained my children by frying akara. How I built houses, trained my children by frying akara. A man in his early 40s and father of two, Mr. Chibueze Damine, has found solace in his striving business of selling bean cake, otherwise known as akara, in the Mushin area of Lagos State. The entrepreneur, popularly known in Mushin as Baba Akara, said he started the business sometimes in 1998, roughly 25 years ago, after a disappointment from his former boss, who runs a restaurant somewhere around the estate. You can get more of that story, and that shows that not everything can move for us once you are dedicated. Listeners, super citizens, listening to us on Citizen FM 93.7. The program is still newspaper review for 28th of October 2023, and we are broadcasting live here from the radio house here. Labor House, I beg your pardon. Behind us, Federal Ministry of Finance here in Central Business District, Abuja. And you can join us on this program later, when we are going to be analyzing some of the reports as reported by our various newspapers. And my analyst will be joining us to analyze some of the intents of those newspapers as regards to the reports they made. So therefore, we're still reviewing the newspaper as they were published today, and I am directly on the Blueprint newspaper now. Yes, Jonathan on Supreme Court judgment. Nigeria has shown capacity to lead Africa. Nigeria has shown capacity to lead Africa. Former Nigerian President Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan on Friday said Nigeria's recent transition of power qualified the country to continue to lead in Africa democratic leadership. He said this with election over, past and present leaders and the electorate must work together for a better future, making the country to enjoy its leadership in the economic and political space in Africa. You can get more of that from Blueprint newspaper this morning. Still with Blueprint newspaper for this morning. PDP loses House. I beg your pardon. PDP loses House seat to APC in Edo. PDP loses House seat to APC in Edo. The Justice A.O. Chichoke led Edo State House of Assembly Electoral Petition Tribunal Friday voided the election of Honorable Destin Enabulele as member representing Ofia Southwest constituency at the State Assembly. The tribunal accordingly declared all Progressive Congress APC candidate in the election, Honorable Sunday Agedo, as the rightful winner of the poll. You can get more of that story from Blueprint newspaper this morning. Moving on now, we are here to have what the Nation newspaper is reporting for this morning, 28th October 2023. And the lead story there have it that EFCC grills Emefiele over alleged $15 billion foreign debt, new currency. EFC grills Emefiele alleged 15 billion foreign debt, new policies, new currency. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission EFCC yesterday began a full-scale probe of the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN, Godwin Emefiele, with alleged 15 billion foreign debt topping the investigation. Emefiele will also account for how the Apex Bank spent 74.4 billion naira to produce and roll out currencies, including new naira notes. You can get more of that news on the Nation newspaper this morning. And some of the other leading story on that newspaper this morning has it that Supreme Court to get more justices soon, says CJN. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, has assured that the problem of depletion on the bench of the Supreme Court will soon be addressed. Justice Ariwola said efforts were in top gear to appoint new justices into Apex Court. Yes, you can get more of that story on today's The Nation newspaper. Still on Nation newspaper, Kogi Imo Bayelsa polls, NSA, CDS, IGP warn troublemakers. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, and the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Chris Musa, yesterday warned those poised to foment trouble during the forthcoming governorship election in Kogi Imo Bayelsa states to steer clear of the state as they will be met with full weight of the law. The two security chiefs spoke just at the national security. The two security chiefs spoke just as the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribado, said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had ordered that everything possible should be done to ensure that the elections in the three states are free, fair, and credible without any form of interference. You can get more of that on that newspaper. Yes, viewers and super listeners, super citizen of Nigeria listening to us this morning, it's time for us to start analyzing some of the reports as reported by these newspapers. And I think you can agree with me, we have fantastic reported stories that caught most of our attentions, and we need to know some of them so that we know how the direction of things or affairs and policies are going in this country. I have with me in the studio Mr. Salman, our in-house analyst and public affairs commentator. Is a seasoned journalist and media consultant. Good morning, Mr. Salami.
Very good morning, our presenter. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome, sir. How is the weekend going, sir?
Well, we don't have anything to say than to say we thank God.
We thank God. So, what do you have to for us this morning from the reports we have read so far?
Let me once again thank you very much for the succinct and clear presentation of the reports in the newspapers today. Let us start the review with what the Honorable Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, said about the recent Supreme Court judgment.
Okay.
It is gratifying to know that the federal government of Nigeria under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is thinking of participatory democracy. Participatory democracy in the sense that it's going to be a teamwork thing, and that it is not a winner takes all thing. This is good for our democracy, this is good for Nigeria, and this is the way to go. We need everybody's hand to be on deck. This is how to move the country forward. We know that nobody knows it all. We can get brilliant, robust, and implementable ideas from any quarters. It does not mean that it must come from APC. It could as well come from either People's Democratic Party
or any other party,
as the case may be. What is important is this: there should be the genuine concern to move this country forward. There should be the genuine concern to make sure that the poor people, the common man, the ordinary Nigerians are served the bountiful dividends of democracy. And it will help our democracy because it makes it more participatory and less rancor-free. In which case, we will no more hit the polity.
Okay. Let me remind you this. I think the president and the APC-led government have already started inviting other opposition party to join his government. Probably maybe this appeal of the minister is directly to Atiku and Obi that to join the team of worker, because I can remember that the minister of FCT currently as its form is still not member of APC, but he's in this cabinet, and he was even at the court to show solidarity to his principal, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it is part of the desire of Mr. President and the mindset of Mr. President that Nigeria first, that whoever is capable and competent will be brought on board, and that the overriding interest of this government is the interest of Nigerians, and to ensure that we have the best hand at the helms of affairs. Yes, Nyesom Honorable former Governor Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, is at least for now not a member of All Progressives Congress APC, because as we know it, he is still a bona fide member of PDP, and he is serving under this government. He has said it times and times over that he will serve Nigeria, and what is important to him is this country and not necessarily the party. That parties are just vehicles to winning election, and that is a good mindset. Nigerians should look at Nigeria as our main concern. It should be Nigeria first, irrespective of our political parties, and we should have the genuine interest of this country at heart in such a manner that we will be more interested in serving this country, without being partisan.
I think I'm satisfied with that. Can we move to other news reports?
Well, the appointment of Professor Tunji Olaopa as the chairman of the Federal Civil Service Commission is a very, very welcome development. Very welcome development in the sense that Professor Tunji Olopa is a seasoned public officer. He retired as a permanent secretary. I know that he set up Ibadan Business School, and he has been really in the forefront of beaming searchlight into national issues with a view to profiling implementable solution. Is the right person to hold that office. It is a round peg in a round hole, and we thank and appreciate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for searching for credible, solid, and sound Nigerians, competent Nigerians who can help him to do the work. We are more interested in competent Nigerians, and competent Nigerians abound in all the regions, be it southwest, southeast, south, northwest, north central, northeast, everywhere. All, in fact, there is no region in Nigeria or no state in Nigeria that you won't find excellent, robust, competent, and well seasoned people to hold public office.
Well, I think just as you have said, Professor Laupa is a professional, experienced person to lead that particular, and some of his experience, professional experience that we have is that he was chief research officer, policy analyst, and speech writer, State House, Abuja, between 1998. He was the coordinator, education sector analyst, and head of policy division, office of the Minister of Federal Ministry of Education in Nigeria. He was also director of program, the Bureau of Public Service Reform in Nigeria, a special assistant on reform to the head of service Nigeria and public service reform, and so many other experiences. He was also director in external leakage and reform department, head of office of the head of civil service of Federation of Nigeria, and was permanent secretary, Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, between 2015 to 2017, and he was a permanent secretary, Ministry of Youth and Development, between 2017 to 2019, and he was also a permanent secretary, Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, between 2019 and 2023. And if you look at it, he was executive vice chairman, government and public policy, Bodija, Ibadan. This experience counts a lot.
Well, I am not too sure if the management of Citizen FM will not send a bill to the presenter.
No, I'm just trying to tell the world that the kind of the person the president is bringing to the on board are well people that can manage their affairs.
No doubt about that.
All right, sir.
Well, another interesting story is the Kogi Post and the Flashpoint,
yes,
and the deployment of personnel or security personnel
40,000
to the Flashpoints. Well, I think we will devote a whole session to this, because election in Nigeria now has been very peaceful, has been credible to a large extent. It has been free, it has been fair. The off-cycle election should not be an exception, because INEC, the electoral umpire, has more than enough time to handle it, and we very much believe that the off-season election in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State will be peaceful, and it will be credible, it will be free, it will be fair and transparent. And if that happens, which we believe it will, because we have confidence in the ability of INEC
to deliver
a free, fair and credible election.
Yes, in Kogi State, the main contendant of the governorship seats there are Ibrahim Idris, former governor of Kogi State from 2023 to 2011, and the candidate of People Democratic Party. And we also have Abdullah Hakim Asuku, the former deputy governor of Kogi State, and the candidate of Labour Party. We have Natasha Apoti, a businesswoman, and the candidate of New Nigerian People's Party. These are some of the contenders we have. Where do you think the swing will go to in Kogi State, sir?
Well,
yeah.
I am not an oracle, and I don't want to be one.
Okay.
I just want INEC to give them a level playing ground. And I want INEC to deliver a free, fair, and credible election in such a manner that the choice of the people will prevail. Let the choice of the people prevail. Let the man the people want, the masses want, emerge the winner. And that is what democracy is all about. Whoever is the choice of the people should preside over their affairs. That is the essence of democracy.
Okay, let's move on to other stories.
Well, Daily Trust with the lead story on CNG, the compressed natural gas, is a good one. And I think that the federal government should do more on this, as that will help in cushioning the effect of the removal of the
subsidy.
Fuel subsidy. Is an alternative, and a welcome alternative too, because it is it is eco-friendly in that it reduces pollution, atmospheric pollution. Then again, let us look at the global parliamentary meeting and election that was held in Angola, where Akpabio emerged as the chairman. Well, it's interesting to note that Nigeria is now taking our own in the Committee of Nations. And if a Nigerian now has emerged as the head of that well-respected global parliamentary organization, and this is the first time in 59 years, this is a very welcome development.
Yes,
Nigerians should be proud of Nigeria, because so many Nigerians are doing exploits, and this is what we expect will be happening in this country. Why? Nigeria is the most populous black nation on earth, and the whole of Africa looks up to Nigeria. If Nigeria sneezes, the whole of African countries, they catch a cold.
That's
kudos to Nigerians.
Kudos to Nigeria, and
congratulations. And we
congratulations.
expect more to come to this country.
And congratulations on behalf
we
of
appreciate this country.
Yes, on behalf of Citizen FM, we want to congratulate our Senate President for this new post that he has just been clinched on. Can we still have some other?
Well, I love this one, this Ima Angu story that says how I will build houses, how I built houses, train my children by frying akara. Baba Akara Imushi. This is a good Ima Angu story. It is interesting, not only interesting, it is didactic. Didactic in the sense that it teaches us something, that whatever you do, just do it well. All of us cannot be civil servants, white collar job, as they say. Whatever you choose to do, be focused, be the best, and commit yourself to it. If you are able to do that, you will succeed. How I train my children frying akara.
Built
And of
houses,
course,
so not only
built
house,
houses.
not only one, not only one house, so houses.
And by frying akara, don't despise little beginning. It's frying akara.
And the consistency, 25 years.
Well, you see, the McDonald's of this world, the KFCs of this world, they started small. The idea is this: think big, start small. Think global, act local. What we are saying is this: you can have a global focus, but start with whatever you have. And if you are very good at it and you are very honest, the sky is the limit.
Yes, the sky is the limit.
And don't let me forget this.
Okay.
It is very, very gratifying to note that the man who is making this exploit in Lagos is not even a Yoruba man. It's an Igbo man.
Yes.
Making exploit. It only means that every Nigerian or any Nigerian, wherever you are in Nigeria, is home. Every Nigerian, any Nigerian is free to live or reside in any part of Nigeria and actualize his potentials. This is how it should be, and this is what we should promote: unity in diversity.
Yes, unity.
I'm so happy about this.
I'm also happy about that, and I think I should make this point, that we shouldn't be looking down on these people that do these services for us. Sometimes those who do sell the tomatoes, sell bread, the meshai, all of those ones that sell even granite on the road, they are actually rendering some services.
That's right.
That is very important, and we shouldn't look down on them. They are somebody else's husband and somebody else's wife and mother, and responsible for their own something, and they are also contributing in one way or the other.
The most important thing is that they are contributing services.
Yes, it's a service.
It has very little to do with wives, mother, but the fact is that they are involved in economic activities.
Yes.
And this is what we need in this country.
Yes, at this point, I think I have to bring super citizens of this listener of this session to join us by calling and make their own contribution on today's episode of the newspapers review. You can join us by calling 090322 797. I'll take that again: 0903 2229 797, then 0818 2222 206, 0818 2222 206. These are the numbers you can call to join us on some of the news that have been reported, as reported by the newspapers, and you can hear some experienced and well-touched analyst that has been punched out by our analyst, in-house analyst here in the studio, and they are Jermaine. And can we move on? Do we have any
Yes,
other
we have this EFCC Grace Emefiele. This is a very, very important one.
Yes.
And we should dissect it very well. Well, Nigerians will not forget in a hurry what they went through under Emefiele, especially during the redesigning of new Naira notes. Well, one thing we would always say here on Citizen FM is that whoever is alleged to have been involved in corruption, whether a public office holder, whether in public office or private office, should not be allowed to go scot-free. But there is something. It should be given a fair hearing. As Citizen FM, we are not particularly happy that Nigerians will be held for so many months or days without
trial.
charging them to court trial. Whatever allegation you have against any Nigerian, let him have his days in court on time too, because justice delayed is justice denied. And even if somebody who is alleged to have committed an offense is put in detention for a long time, you are not being fair to him too, because fair hearing is an adjunct, is very critical to justice, getting fair justice.
Okay.
Somebody who has been detained for a long time, is right to freedom
has been deprived,
has been curtailed for a long time. We expect that the security agencies will have finished or concluded their investigation before picking up anybody. Not that you pick up somebody and it will be with you for a long time before you now prosecute him.
Mr. Salami, I think I like the way you put it, that any Nigerian. Otherwise, some people will have said that so many people who are in detention, they are waiting trial and they are there for 3, 4, 5 years in our
it is wrong. It is wrong.
That's what you are just condemned that
wrong.
We from this station. But I want to believe that from the MFLA, some people are of opinion that I think you should clear this now. It's an opportunity for us to clear to the super citizen of Nigeria what is going on here. People were saying that why should MFLA be responsible for all that happens that time during his tenure as governor of the central bank, why when all the approval of doing that was from the presidency? That's number one. And just oppose it with the autonomy of central bank to discharge their duty.
As Emefiele told anybody that it was Mr. President who asked him allegedly to help himself with the money. Emefiele was the governor of central bank. Whatever happens under his watch, he should be accountable. And if he now comes out to tell us that yes, I did it because Mr. President asked us to do it, then we will know what to do. Until then, it is Emefiele who should answer, and is answerable to Nigerians too, because quite many Nigerians died, quite many Nigerians lost a lot.
Business collapse.
Many businesses collapsed, and we are not. That was why I said in the beginning that Nigerians will not forget in a hurry what they went through under Emefiele's watch as the CBN governor. And funny enough, as we speak, where is the new note? If you use ATM tomorrow, not even only today, most of the times what you get is this the same old notes. There are so many questions begging for answers, and we think that the security agencies, especially the EFCC, will ask Emefiele so many questions. We ask him correct questions, the right questions, because Nigerians are watching, and whoever has helped himself to our common patrimony should be held accountable.
Okay. Let me quickly ask this. I remember with the last judgments, I stand to be corrected, was that we should continue to spend this money till December of, is it this year? So if it is this year or next year, what happens after that time? Is the money going to be reprinted or what? Do you have anything to say about that?
What I know is this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even while campaigning, was not particularly happy about the untold hardship that Nigerians were going through then. And I know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows the right thing to do about this currency thing. And we believe that yes, the new CBN governor is a seasoned banker, and they are not interested in inflicting unnecessary pain on Nigerians. At the best, President Tinubu will just say, let the two currencies be legal tender for now, until the old one eases itself out. But I know for sure that whatever decision President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will take is the decision that will not inflict more pains on ordinary Nigerians.
Okay, moving on. Dear super listeners, the program is still newspaper review for this morning, and I still have my analyst, Salman Salami, doing justice to some of the news as reported by all this newspaper.
Well, on the Supreme Court justices, the depletion of the justices at the Supreme Court, it is heartwarming to hear from the CJN, Justice Oluka Odiariwola, that more justices will be elevated to the bench. You see, I was reading the back page of this day yesterday, where Wale Babalakin, another legal legend,
yes,
was commenting about, was writing a tribute to one Justice Ayola. He said his own father was a joy, Justice Babalakin, that they were living in the same place, the same GRA that time, and that justices that time, they were living very, very well. They were well paid. They don't mingle like some judges do now. That because of the very nature of the assignment as judicial officers who must do justice, they were well paid, they were satisfied, they were passionate about the job, and they were committed to doing the job. And that was why they called that time the golden era of the judiciary. It is important that judges are well taken care of. These are people that you have called upon to play God.
To play God.
They have the right to sentence anybody to death.
According to the law.
According to the law. That is why we must take good care of them. That the basic needs of life must be provided, and their salary must be such that we not dispose them to thinking of, I won't say taking bribes, that's not the word I will use, of doing what is not expected of them, somebody,
or misusing their
such
opportunity or misusing their position.
They must not abuse that trust. It is public trust that must not be abused.
Okay, Mr. Salman Salami, I have to hold you on there because we are going to draw the curtain. This is where we are going to draw the curtain this morning for the newspaper reviewed for this weekend, 28th of October. I want to thank you so dearly for your experience that you have entrenched into this newspaper review, and it has really educates most of us very well on the angles the newspaper have published their news this morning. We want to thank you so much.
Well, I just want to add that this is the first time that we'll be reviewing the newspaper on Saturday. We want to tell our super listeners, super citizen, that as from today, we will be reviewing the papers on Saturdays as well. Please, we believe you, we appreciate you, we thank you. Kindly call us so that we can hear from you too. There is no other way we can get feedback.
Yes.
Unless you call us. And we are here because of you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Also to add to it that immediately after this program, the big talk show takes place, and we want everyone else to join us. Oh, I have 4 caller though. The time is going. I don't have any other choice to pick this please caller. Hello. Good morning.
Thank you very much. I think I would like to appreciate you, but I want to talk about the Kogi State gubernatorial election
Quickly, you have to make that very quick.
coming very soon. And I think from all what I'm seeing is that the SDP man will take up the mantle, because I can see that he is the man of the people. He is the one that the people like.
Okay. Thank you. Well, yeah, Ibrahim from Masaka. Thank you, super listener. Well, that's your opinion. Thank you. Well, he's trying to say one particular candidate. Anyway, Mr. Falami, thank you very much for coming this morning, and we hope every Saturday we'll be enjoying a very wonderful experience more to review our newspaper. I have been your host, Okikiola Kosim. Please don't go away. We will be returning immediately when it's 8 o'clock for Big Talk Show. Thank you.